your energy?
I'm sorry, I'm tired now.
Hello or whatever.
Welcome back to our channel.
Double dose of Queen. I am Bianca.
I'm Veronica.
Okay. We're gonna work on that introduction, right? But if you're new to our channel, what's up? Please check out our previous videos up on our channel. And we are going to get into the video. So, if you have not read the title, we are going to do a couple movie reviews on Cats and Just Mercy. They are spoilers because we will be talking about pretty much the details of the movie. So, if you don't want to know the details of the movie,
you should probably leave right now.
Leave.
Go watch one of
the
our
video,
other videos.
No. And then come back later. And watch
After
it.
you watched it. Okay, wait. Don't waste your coin on Cats. I'm going to just tell you that right now.
Why would you say that?
I'm going to just put it out there. I'm going to say
let the people
time.
make their own decisions. They grown.
I'm going to help y'all save y'all time and y'all coin. Don't waste
Do what
Cats.
you want to do.
Don't waste no Cats.
You're grown.
Y'all probably already heard all the other reviews.
You grown.
Don't do it. I mean, unless you want to, don't do it.
You're grown.
Don't waste your coin.
But in all honesty, I guess we're starting with Cats.
Yes, we are, because it was horrendous.
Cats was definitely
a disappointment.
1 out of 10, and that's being
a
nice.
0 out of 10. It didn't even make the scale.
We liked her dancing, friend.
Her dancing was alright.
So it's worth
but
at
it's
least
still
a 1.
No. As a movie, no.
1.
No. I don't even know what the movie was about.
So anyway,
I want my hour 50 back.
The main casting little girl is in the movie her name is Victoria, and she was tossed like yesterday's trash, and she met the Jellicle Cats, which is just a group of cats, and as we all know, it's a musical, so they sing.
But it was more than just a musical. The whole movie was song, like song after song.
Right.
There was like no. Even musicals have some type of dialogue in between.
There was.
Okay?
It just wasn't a very good dialogue.
None. There was no dialogue.
There was a little.
None.
There was,
really.
What's your name? Victoria. Is that your name? Yes. And then, they were like, you need more than one name. Something like that. And she just looked at them funny, and then homegirl started singing. But see, that's a dialogue. That's a very sucky dialogue.
That was, and that was one
but
out of how many was there?
There was a couple.
0.
Idris Elba's character introduced himself without singing first.
Well, yeah.
And then,
he did more
they responded, and then he disappeared, and then they sang again. That's a dialogue. A bad dialogue, but a dialogue nonetheless.
There was dang near no dialogue, y'all.
I said what I said.
It was like a couple words, and then they started singing. About what? I still don't know. It was painful to watch. And let me just say, the animation, I wasn't a fan of it at all. It was creepy. It was very creepy. Y'all seen the anime. It's creepy.
So the main character...
It was creepy.
She can't sing. She can dance.
How you gonna put sis out like that? Dang.
We were gonna say that.
Mean.
You just whole said their movie was trash.
Okay, the whole movie you single her out like she.
I'm
trash.
about to single everybody out. She don't got the strongest vocals, but she has her dance.
She
skills.
can dance though.
As she joins me in doing it, I'm confused.
I mean, it's too late. You said it. I'm just going. I mean,
I don't know what she really looked like because in the movie she looked like a cat, but she looked like she could be pretty.
It was creepy.
She might be pretty for all I know. We should look her up.
The animation was creepy as heck.
She gonna keep saying that, y'all.
It was.
What's that boy? Idris Elba. I love you, but I mean,
this movie, no.
Yeah, not for this movie.
You should have said no.
You should have.
All of y'all should have said no. I don't understand.
I love you, Rebel. Thinking. You made me chuckle. You made me laugh a little bit. You brought the humor. That was the only time I laughed throughout the whole movie. Was Rebel. She's not amused by Rebel Wilson. I love.
In this movie, no, I wasn't.
I love Rebel. Jason Derulo.
I forgot he was in the movie.
He can sing, but I just
this movie trash. I'm just
Granted, this is the type of stuff he wanted to do. Remember, he was like, I'm stopping my singing career to do Broadway. More like
much like how that was a joke. This movie was a joke. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just trying to be real.
But me singling out the main character was wrong.
Trash. I'm just saying.
Crazy to me. Anyway, who did we miss? We missing a star. Jennifer Hudson.
How can you forget the main one? Okay.
Okay, well, she irked me. Okay,
she was very sad throughout.
She was supposed to be
movie.
like the outcast cat, the swamp cat, whatever you want to call it.
I don't know, but she was crying a lot.
Every time. Then
she cried the whole
Victoria
movie.
kept going back to sing to her.
I swear.
I was so tired.
Damn.
Like, why do you keep going outside?
She went
why
to
do you keep singing to this girl?
She went to go sing to J Hud about 3-4 times, y'all.
Kept crying. Jennifer Hudson had snot coming down her nose. It was like a different nostril each scene. I was like, girl, I know the directors didn't tell you to keep snot in your nose. Come
Shout
on,
out
man.
to the edit team. You know, y'all wrong.
Right. Like, it's okay. We're just going to have it on this side. The next thing, do it on the other side. We good. No. But I was tired.
Jaya, you sang, girl. You was singing.
And then they did like some competition, I guess. And so I thought that Victoria was supposed to win that. Like, I thought that was the whole point. No, J Hud won. And I guess the goal, if you win, is you get to start a new life, start over, blah, 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 whatever. I don't know.
That means.
So they put her in some hot air balloon.
And she went somewhere, clearly nowhere, because we could still see her.
Like like they finished it, were like, you can go. She was like, oh, thank you, blah, blah, blah. Started singing, getting into the hot air balloon. She was already in the air. They went back to the group of cats. They were singing for at least 6 to 10 minutes. They still looked up and they still saw
Victoria
this girl. She was still floating in the sky.
Victoria found what she wanted, okay? She became a jellicle cat.
Found her new family.
She found her new family in the streets.
And that was it.
I don't understand what
we don't understand the movie.
The movie was.
I mean, we told you kind of what the point of the movie, I guess.
I don't think there was.
We don't know.
I don't know what the point was.
It still didn't make sense.
I don't understand why.
Why. That's all we gotta say about cats, y'all.
Don't waste your coin.
Unless you want to. I mean, I guess the curious people, because like I was curious because I saw a lot of people in my news feed say it was trash, but I was like, I like musicals. I got to see it for myself, so I dragged her, and
I give it a clap, okay, for all the painfulness that y'all had to go through to actually make that a production. Because I honestly don't understand. I don't understand.
Oh, okay.
We done. Don't waste your time. Don't do it.
Unless you want to. So we're going to roll into the next movie. It's called Just Mercy with Michael B. Jordan with his son.
I'm going to just say, go spend your coin for that one.
You're not supposed to say that till the end.
I'm sorry. I'm letting them know it's
She's breaking all the rules today.
I'm sorry. You can't enter the people into Cats, that trash of a movie, and then... So I'm going to just say, it gets better, y'all. This one was a good movie. Okay,
we cried a little bit.
Okay, I cried. I did. I cried. It's been a while.
I shed some tears here in the movie.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I cried in the theater, y'all.
Same.
It was a good movie, though.
So Michael B. Jordan played Brian. He was attorney.
Yeah.
And Jamie Foxx played an inmate known as, what's his first name? Walter. Johnny D. McMillan,
yes. It's all based off of a true story.
Yeah, so it kind of starts off as, he was, finishing up school. He was still an aspiring lawyer, just starting out, and he was leaving, the house, going to Alabama to start work, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Mama was a little nervous. She was like, there's a lot going down there, because in that time there was a lot of racism, stuff like that. She just wanted her little boy to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
And, he was like, I'll be good, I promise. Like, I gotta go do this, So he ended up there, and he was already been talking to a young Caucasian lady. What was her name? Lise? I think it was Lee. Maybe it's not Lisa. But some Caucasian lady. And, she's basically a good advocate for wanting justice. So she really wanted to help him out, especially particularly with death row inmates, and seeking justice for them. Because a lot of them, just like he knows and she knows, were wrongfully convicted, executed, etc. So when they met, they were thinking that they had an office space, but because maybe she was a little too open about what they were, doing,
Yeah.
the guy didn't feel comfortable.
Nobody in town was for what they were doing because he was about representing like those people that were already convicted on death row.
They felt like if you were convicted, you're a murderer.
You're guilty.
Yeah.
So
she opened her home to him with her husband and her son, and they were working tirelessly for on 6 cases.
He started with 6 cases.
Yeah, and Johnny D was one of them. And there was one named Herbert, and he was Army vet.
I cried for Herbert, y'all.
And he already had said that he had PTSD.
He was already diagnosed with it, with post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Yeah, and there was already situations where they were, saying like he was showing those signs, coming outside, saying incoming, like he felt like they were.
He was back in war. And he felt like he was back in the Vietnam War.
Right. So his story was basically that he had put a bomb together and set it on in front of at somebody's house, and he ended up killing the girl. And he always felt guilty about that, and he felt like he deserved death row, but like at the same time he was like, I never meant to hurt anybody. Like that was not my intention.
So his whole thing was like the state, instead of helping him, they pretty much just sent him to death row. Like he didn't get any of the
representation.
Yeah, he didn't get any of the treatment he was supposed to get as a vet either. Coming out of Vietnam, being diagnosed with post-traumatic stress either. So his story was very sad. Needless to say that, of course, he did not make it. Brian's efforts that he tried to get get it retried were denied.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, Herbert Richardson didn't make it.
Yeah.
And then he was really passionate about, all of the cases, but the main case of like how the story went around was around McMillan's case, which was played by, of course, Jamie Foxx. So when he met him, McMillan was already kind of like, you down here trying to tell me that you're going to help me, but I really don't buy it. I feel like the last lawyer that came down here telling me that everything was going to be okay, I ended up, next thing I know, I'm on death row.
Yeah, so he's like, I've been here before, basically. I ain't trying to do this again.
Exactly. So, and he was telling him, like, you're not even from down here. Like, you don't even know what it's like, or, the hand I've been dealt, like, you don't understand it. So that didn't stop him or discourage him. It actually fueled him to push harder to try to convince him to let him help him go for a retrial for his case. So he went to go meet McMillan's family, and he went out there, and it was like his whole family and the whole neighborhood turned out to meet the lawyer and talk about the case. And you end up further finding out how everything was pretty much, because the whole case, like how he got convicted, it was literally all based off of only two people's sentences, only 2 people. They had no evidence. There was no motive. Like they literally convicted him based off of one man claiming that they seen him, that he, standing over the dead body with the gun in his hand. That was it. And the family and the neighbors all like, he was at home the day of the murder. He was working on a car with his son, and he was around all of them. Like there had to be, how many people raised their hand when he asked, like, how many of you guys were 15. With Walter? It had to be like, it was a lot of people. So it was like, how did he go from being there to driving way over there to killing some random girl that he didn't know, and then that it made absolutely no sense whatsoever. So he decided to put together, their case together. So he would try to send it for to get it reopened so he can get a new trial. So after he went to go see his family, he went back to the jail to meet with McMillan, and that changed his mind and made him at least willing to try, because he said, that touched him, that he actually took the time to actually care enough to go out all the way down there to go see his family, to talk to them, and really, go that extra mile for him. So he was willing to go ahead and give him a try.
The the son's friend actually was like, hey, I can actually vouch and confirm that he wasn't there, because he had a job.
Oh yeah, for the second dude's
for McMillan's case, and he was like, okay, cool, you want to put a statement in with your name? And he was a little hesitant because he was like, I want to help, I want to tell you, but like putting my name on, like me putting myself out there, like I don't know, I'm a little too scared to do that. But he ended up going through with it, which eventually got him, because it's like a scare tactic. They wanted to, scare him, so they charged him and arrested him. And Brian had to go, basically go get him, and was just like, what they did to you was illegal, that wasn't even supposed to happen. Like, I don't want you to feel like you have to back out now. But he was already scared. He was like, look,
homie wasn't going.
I don't know if I have a job now. Like, you got me arrested. Like, there's too much going on. Like, I'm not doing it.
I got arrested. What else is going to happen to me?
Yeah, so he had to, really start back over kind of from scratch and kind of figure out a new tactic.
Because they spoiled all his stuff. Like, his request for the retrial got denied, and then they got rid of his witness. They got rid of. So it was like they sabotaged everything he did.
Yeah, so he went back to McMillan and basically was like, look, I'm going to talk to Ralph, like the person that kind of pretty much got you in here.
The main witness.
Like, that's pretty much the case. So I'm going to go, talk to him. So he wasn't really very... upon meeting him, he wasn't very forward into really talking about the Johnny D case or Johnny D at all. You could tell he was a little scared. You could tell that, he wanted to talk, but it was just one of those things, like, he didn't want to go back to those things that you could tell, like, he was traumatized.
Happened? Something happened. Yeah.
So, Brian was very patient with him because he was like, I mean, of course, he was pretty much the only hope, but, like, it was just one of those things where it's like, when something is going on, there's more to the story than, like, more than what meets the eye. He was like, I'm going to be a little patient, but I'm going to dig. Like, I'm going to figure this out. And eventually, Ralph was a little bit more, upcoming, but it took Brian to find the tape of his first statement. Basically saying, like, look, like, you're not about to get me, like, I'm not about to, Yeah,
because he denied the whole thing. He said he didn't know anything about this case. And he said when he had got arrested, because he was already, he had got in trouble for something, he was accused for murder, wasn't he? Or something. It was something else he was tried for. But he said that was the only case they were talking about, was this 18-year-old girl that got murdered. That's all they were talking about. And he said that's all they kept asking him about, and he told them, and it was all on tape, that he was like, I'm not going to go to court and lie on an innocent man and send him to jail for the murder of some girl. Like, I don't know anything about that case. Like, I don't know anything about it. So it was one of those things where Brian was trying to get to the bottom and find out, like, how did it go from him saying that he knew nothing, absolutely nothing about it, to him being a witness to the murder. Go ahead, Bianca.
Oh, talk now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it got complicated a little bit. A
lot of stuff happened.
Yeah, Brian took a lot of L's, I guess you could say. In terms of like, look, like, I have proof that this man's statement was, like, fabricated, was false. Like, if anything, he was probably just coerced into saying this, this man is innocent. Like, what are you guys not seeing? And, I think it was Officer Tate was his name. Because he was pretty much the one that coerced Ralph to everything. Yeah. And, he was over here, like, poking, Adam, poking fun, like he just thought he was winning, he was just like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. And But if somebody did this, then they're gonna have to pay for it. He was like, but there's obvious proof that this didn't happen, and Tate was just like, well, until you can prove it, like,
All right.
don't know what to tell you, And the other guy, Thomas something, Thomas, he was, he was
Tommy boy.
Yeah, he was on that side, and he basically told Brian's character straight up, like, look, you doing all this digging is going to make people very upset. Like, you don't want to upset this side of justice
of the county. Like, no,
like you don't want to do that. And Brian was like, but that's exactly what I want to do. So, yeah. So it got to the point where, like they said, when they tried to appeal it and get another retrial, they turned it down.
Right. It wasn't until Brian and them had the idea that they ended up broadcasting live on 60 Minutes, and they actually told like the story of the case that they actually pushed for it to go to the Supreme Court circuit. And so after the 60-minute broadcast and then the review from the Supreme Court, they actually granted him the retrial, and they dismissed the past decision the district had, which was to deny the retrial. So they were able to get it back, get granted that, and they were able to take it back to the Supreme Court circuit for them to do a retrial for McMillan. And in there was crazy because like when they first had come in to like go into the court and stuff, like all of the people from the neighborhood and like the family from McMillan, like they were stuck outside of the courtroom. And when Brian had got there, he was like, what are you doing? Like, this is a public, this is public. Like, why are you holding them outside? And he was like, I'm just following orders. And then he looked back in the courtroom at the two Tate, who they set everything up. And then they like, yeah, you could let them in. And the other lady that was working with Brian, she's like, yeah, after there's no seats, like, because they let it like fill up. So they had all of them standing like in the back of the courtroom. And it was one of those things where you could just feel like them trying to exercise their power, that they had, that they felt like they were doing something, and Brian was he like pulled all the stuff that they put together. Like, it was clear evidence that you could tell that everything that McMillan was convicted of, like, it was all based off a false conviction. Like, everything, like, it was made up. And so they ended up going through that, and he ended up, what was his name? Tommy. Mm-hmm. Tommy was going through because he knew he was gonna catch some stuff at the end, but he ended up having to admit and actually ended up agreeing with his motion to dismiss all of McMillan's conviction. Like, he filed a motion to dismiss like everything off of his case. So they ended up being granted that, and so his sentence, everything was dropped, and they actually got him out of there. So that's what happened, y'all. He made it out. It was a proud moment.
The end.
That
movie was all Veronica's review, apparently, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
What?
I said what I said.
It was a good movie, y'all.
They freed my man Johnny D. Period.
Yes.
And
yes, he got to reunite with his family. It was crazy, y'all. It was a wild ride, but it was a good movie though. Bring your tissues because you gonna cry. Really?
I'm sorry.
Go get some oil.
But yeah, it was a good movie. Definitely a 10 out of 10. You should go see it. And bring tissues. Just
support the people.
Support Jamie J, and definitely support Hubby Hubs, aka Michael B. Jordan.
I'm done
with his fine, I guess. Okay.
A mess. Not the point. It was a good movie.
I mean, is he fine or not?
Don't waste your coin on cats,
Unless you want to.
On Just Mercy. It was good. It's good. It's a good movie. Well, Cats was trash.
Okay.
It was trash.
Well, that's all we got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed these. Okay.
Okay, Langston.
That
you
was
heard
my
that.
dog's, review.
Langston
He said go
yes.
watch Just Mercy.
Exactly, and support Jamie Foxx and Michael B. Jordan. That's what he said.
He's just staring at me under the table. Okay. I'll show you guys Langston one day. Okay. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.
You got it. Hey. You got it.